What would you do if the woman you built your life around looked you in the eye and told you she was going to destroy you? Not just leave, not just walk away, but crush you, take your home, your savings, and laugh while you drowned. That's what happened to me last Tuesday. We were sitting in the living room of the house I'd worked 8 years to make a home, the same walls where I thought love lived, the same roof my grandfather helped me put a down payment on. Her name is Rachel. For years I thought she was my partner. That day she was my executioner. "It's over, Michael," she said, sliding a folder onto the coffee table like it was a weapon. "I've already spoken to a lawyer. These are my terms." I didn't open the folder. I didn't need to. She was eager to spell it out. The house, 70% of our savings, and 5 years of spousal support. Not a divorce, a mugging. Then she leaned back, smug, with that smirk people wear when they think they've already won. "And let's be realistic," she said, her voice dripping with pity. "You're just a high school woodshop teacher. You make enough to get by, but you can't afford a real lawyer. My guy will bury you before you even see the inside of a courtroom, so don't fight, just sign." That was her plan, to bleed me dry. She thought my biggest weakness was money. She thought I couldn't fight back. And in that moment, staring at the woman I once loved, I felt something colder than heartbreak. Not grief, not sadness, cold resolve. I let the silence stretch until it cut. Then I gave her the 2 words she expected, the 2 words that sealed her arrogance. "You're right." Her relief was instant. She stood, smoothed her skirt, and acted like she had just finished a business transaction. "Good," she said. "You'll get the official papers next week." And she walked out. But what Rachel didn't know was that she hadn't won. She had just lit the fuse. I couldn't afford the fight, but I didn't have to. Ever spend 3 days feeling dead while still breathing? That was me after Rachel's announcement. I sat in the house we painted together, staring at walls that suddenly felt like strangers. The thought of losing the home my grandfather helped me buy, the savings I worked years to build, it crushed me more than I can explain. "You can't afford a lawyer to fight me." Her words kept echoing in my head, sharper every time. And she wasn't wrong. I couldn't fight her alone. That was the part that ate at me the most. She thought I was weak, disposable. And for a moment, maybe I believed it too. But there was one thing Rachel counted on. One weapon she thought was long dead. My older brother, Daniel. Daniel isn't a teacher like me. He's the most feared divorce attorney in the state. A shark in a suit. The kind of man other lawyers lose sleep over. And Rachel knew about him. She also knew we hadn't spoken in 5 years. Why? Because when our parents died, we destroyed each other over the family home. I wanted to keep it, to honor the memories. Daniel wanted to sell it and move on. Neither of us bent, and pride turned into silence. Rachel saw that fight. She knew the wound was deep. She thought my strongest card was useless, and for 5 years she was right. But when you hit rock bottom, pride doesn't matter anymore. On the 4th day, with my hands shaking, I found Daniel's private number. For the first time in half a decade, I pressed call. "Hello?" His voice was low, deep, and familiar, even after all that time. "Daniel, it's Michael." Silence. A long one. I braced for him to hang up. Instead, he answered with a word I hadn't heard in years. "Mike." I finally struck the match that would burn her whole plan down. 5 years of silence ended with one word on the phone, and it hit harder than anything Rachel ever said. "It's Rachel," I told him, my voice rough. "She wants the house, the savings, spousal support, everything. She said I can't afford a lawyer, that her guy will bury me." The line went dead quiet. I could hear him breathing, slow and steady. Then his voice shifted. No more distance, no more bitterness. What came through was steel. "She said what?" I repeated her words, and in that moment, I knew the ground had shifted beneath her feet. "When's the first court date?" he asked. Next Tuesday. Downtown courthouse. I'll clear my schedule, Daniel said flatly. Don't talk to her. Don't talk to her lawyer. Don't sign a damn thing. Just show up. I'll meet you there. When the line clicked dead, I just sat there staring at my phone. My chest was pounding so hard it felt like it might split. For days, I'd been drowning in despair. Now something else was there, sharp and alive. Hope. And when Tuesday came, Rachel would realize the ghost she mocked was very much alive. The morning of the hearing felt like a funeral dressed as a Tuesday. Cold rain, gray sky, and me in my one suit the same for weddings and burials. Rachel was already at the plaintiff's table. Navy suit, perfect hair, smug smile like she owned the room. Her lawyer wore the same grin, certain I was already beaten. He swaggered over. Mr. Miller, my client's terms are generous. Sign today, and this ends easy. I didn't blink. I'm waiting for my counsel. He laughed in my face, strutted back. Rachel's smirk widened. She thought she'd buried me. Then the courtroom doors slammed open. Daniel walked in, midnight suit, briefcase shining like steel. The room buzzed, lawyers whispering his name. Even the judge stiffened. He came straight to me, set a hand on my shoulder, and Saturday. The click of his case echoed like thunder. Sorry I'm late, little brother. Traffic was hell. Rachel's face cracked. Smugness gone, replaced by pure horror. Her lawyer turned white as chalk. Daniel stood, calm as a storm about to break. Daniel Miller, Your Honor. Representing the defendant, Michael Miller. He turned, locked eyes with Rachel, and smiled like a predator. He doesn't have to afford me. I'm his older brother. And in that instant, her victory died. Daniel didn't just defend me, he attacked. His first move was brutal. He labeled Rachel's demands predatory and demanded a full forensic audit of every account, card, and dollar from the last 5 years. The judge approved it on the spot. Rachel's lawyer stammered, powerless. From today, Daniel said flatly, we'll need complete records and deposition dates for her closest associates. Rachel's face drained of color. 2 days later, her best friend Chloe sat under oath. Hours passed before she cracked, admitting Rachel had siphoned money from our joint savings to fund secret weekends with a man named David. So she wasn't at a conference? Daniel asked. Chloe's voice shook. No, she was with David. It all clicked. Rachel wasn't just leaving me, she was financing her new life with him, using my money. Then came David's turn. He strutted in, but Daniel shredded him. By the end, he confessed. The affair, the scheme, even that demanding the house and spousal support had been his idea, betting I couldn't fight back. Her whole case collapsed in a week. Her lawyer begged Daniel to settle. She'll drop everything. Just let her walk away. Daniel's answer was ice. No, walking away is a privilege she hasn't earned. We'll see her in court. Micro summary. In 7 days, Rachel lost her leverage, her lies, and her lover. The predator was now the prey. My wife demanded a divorce. She got humiliation instead. 6 months later, it was over. Daniel had buried Rachel's case so deep the judge barely needed to speak. Faced with the audit, the depositions, and the affair laid bare, her lawyer folded. All claims of spousal support are dismissed. The marital home remains with the defendant. Mrs. Miller will reimburse misused funds totaling $60,000. Rachel didn't just lose. She was humiliated. She walked out with no house, no savings, and a mountain of her own legal bills. Her lover, David, vanished the moment the gavel fell. The friends she dragged into depositions cut her off. In weeks, she lost everything: money, reputation, and the man she betrayed me for. But the real story wasn't her fall. It was what I gained. After the dust settled, Daniel called. Meet me at the old house, he said. We sat on the porch where our parents once did, not talking about court or Rachel. We laughed about Dad's terrible fishing trips, Mom's apple pie. For the first time in years, we were brothers again. We didn't sell the house. We fixed it. painted, hammered, rebuilt. It wasn't a shrine to the past, it was a project for our future. Rachel once told me, "You can't afford a lawyer." She was right. I couldn't. But she never understood one thing. I didn't need to. Because I didn't just keep my home, I got my brother back. So tell me, was I right to fight, or just stubborn? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if this story hit you, like and subscribe. Because here, every betrayal finds its ending.